Devon Energy, the largest single tenant at downtown's troubled First National Center, has filed a court motion against the California owners, claiming they are failing to maintain elevators and have endangered employees' safety. First National Building LLC, an investment group led by Aaron Yashoafar, Chief Executive Officer of Millbank Real Estate, has been in bankruptcy court for the past year since lenders won a foreclosure motion on the property. A motion filed in the case at the Western District U.S. Bankruptcy Court on Thursday alleges elevators frequently stop between floors, leading Devon's employees to either climb out or jump down to exit the elevators. Elevators frequently close while passengers are exiting or entering the cabs and fail to release when contact is made with passengers. Devon leases several floors of the East Tower of First National Center. Oklahoma business writer Steve Lackmeyer spoke with Chris Kurt, legal counsel of Devon Energy, about their concerns.
Our chief concern is finding out more information about the condition of our elevators in the building. We're seeking an immediate inspection of the elevators. We've had a lot of complaints and concerns expressed about the condition of the elevators, some erratic operation of the elevators, some reports of inoperative elevators. In fact, our legal department's located over here in the First National Building, and we get first-hand impressions of the elevators, and we certainly have experienced broken elevators and erratic performance.
What is Devon hoping to accomplish with this motion?
Well, the first thing is we want to learn more about the condition of the elevators. We'd like to perform an immediate inspection of the elevators and also get information that the landlord might have in his files about the elevators as well. So we're looking for copies of inspection reports that they might have. And then after we have more information, we'll probably go into court and talk about what can be done about the elevators. May deal with how to pay for repairs and things like that.
How long has Devon been in this building, and how much space does it have?
We started leasing space over here in 2002. At that time, it was mostly for our company records. In 2008, we leased a lot more space, and employees began moving in, more of them, and so about 9 years now.
A representative of First National Center told Lackmeyer that inspections are up to date, and Millbank Real Estate, which manages the property, will attempt to address Devon's concerns. But another longtime tenant, John Hefner, has given up on the tower where his grandfather did business 60 years ago.
The Hefner Company was in the First National from 1949 to 1956, and it was by pure coincidence that I leased this same space in 1999. And there was some sentimentality about moving back in, as I had some of the old furniture, and we thought it was going to be a great place to be. We've had 3 owners now during our tenancy, and Millbank, we feel, is making a lot of poor decisions, and those decisions have resulted in many, many tenants moving out. There's not a decision to do much that we think is vital in the way of restoration. Some monies have been spent for fire alarms, but seriously, the elevators malfunction all the time. Not 100% of them work at any one given time. If you have 100%, it's only brief, and then we're back to 2 or 3 out of the 4. I've been stuck. On Thanksgiving of 2010, last year, I had to get a security guard just to get the thing to operate, and he thought it was so skittish. He rode with me up here to the 25th floor, dashed in, got what I needed, dashed out. We got on the elevator, the doors just slammed shut. It wasn't the usual, and then we went up to 30. We didn't go down to 1, and at 30 we stopped. So we finally clawed open the doors, and I held them for him. He jumped out, he held them for me, I jumped out, doors whams, and we walked down 30 flights. And at this point in time, we hear stories about other people being caught. You know, the rumors, I'm not exactly sure. But my employees are very concerned about the elevators. We always take our cell phones. And they're dirty, and the lighting is dim, and sometimes I punch 25 and it doesn't light up. And that's only part of the story here. We had a beautiful marble floor in the west lobby on Robinson, and that was jackhammered out. And I don't know what they did with the marble. It was that thick, and this less quality stuff was put in. But for the money of doing that, They could have taken care of other needs. Look at the new floor and then look straight up at that original Art Deco painting that was put in. It's all peeling. They're not addressing peeling paint. They didn't even put new carpet in the elevators, bad as they are. So I don't know why they spend the money the way they do. They tore up the commercial concourse. They had some wood paneling, it was removed. They put up sheetrock, but they didn't finish the job. And if you look around the ceiling, you'll see raw wood, nails sticking out. The pharmacy doesn't have an encased opening. It's just like 3/4 done. There's some marble missing. It's shoddy workmanship. Why did they do this? They're hurting themselves.
How worried are you about the future of the building?
I'm pretty worried. I think it will take an ownership group with deep pockets and a lot of concern for historic preservation to bring this building back. I'm not sure what tax credits are, but I know it will take almost magic to bring it back. Plumbing, we have ADA requirements, and the bathrooms are in between the floors. So even in the best of ownership groups, the building will have some challenges given its age and not obsolete design, but a challenge design. We don't have banks that need huge bank lobbies like you see on 2 now. It's beautiful, but it's empty.
The Devon has filed a motion in U.S. bankruptcy court alleging that the elevators are not functioning as you say, and also could be a threat to the safety of tenants in the building. Do you feel safe in those elevators?
No, I always have my cell phone, and I shouldn't say this, but I always make sure I've been to the men's room before I get on in the event I get stuck for a period of time.
Tell us about where you're moving to next.
We'd like to stay downtown, and we're moving to Northeast 2nd in Oklahoma to a development called The Lofts. It's mostly residential, but the ground floors are commercial. We purchased some commercial space. The Hefner Company will occupy about 5,000 feet and lease out the rest. We have a tenant now, Flux Salon. A young lady does hair, including men's hair. She's great. So we think that Hefner Company will have a nice future over there in North Bricktown. Downtown is happening, and there's so much that's come about since my early days of being a businessman downtown in the late 70s and early 80s. So downtown is great. I just wish this building would fall into the right hands, get out of bankruptcy, and prepare for the rest of the 21st century. This is a heat-sensitive button. I remember these buttons from when I was a little boy, and my parents would bring me down to this building to go to the Beacon Club on my birthday. And they're still there. In theory, there's a weekend system where it's this set of buttons in that car. But sometimes that's turned on for the weekends, sometimes it's not. When we first moved in, there was a card reader, and I had a special card, and a little eye would read it. It would just bring me to the 25th floor. A security system, well, that's all gone. And here we are, carpets that go way back, are long past being needed to be replaced. And the light's pretty dim. I guess there's some fluorescence burned out. It is what it is.
Read more about this story in the Friday issue of The Oklahoman. You can follow Steve Blackmeyer's coverage of downtown on his blog at OKCCentral.com or visit his News OK page at newsok.com/Steve Blackmeyer.